The Avalon cluster has already extended, as I say, beyond the boundaries of the Northern Beaches local government area tonight, with a case confirmed only 20 minutes ago on the central coast of New South Wales, a woman who has links to the Northern Beaches. And an hour ago, New South Wales Health revealed that suburbs far away from the Northern Beaches are likely to have the virus as well. Cronulla in the south, Bondi Junction and Woolloomooloo in the east, and Lane Cove in the north. But prior to that news, that it's breached the beaches, states and territories created all kinds of differing new restrictions this afternoon. Not just on residents in the Northern Beaches either. Queensland has now warned its people to reconsider travelling to Sydney. Any resident of the Northern Beaches who arrives after 1 a.m. tomorrow must go into hotel quarantine at their own expense for 2 weeks. That's Christmas cancelled and total lockdown for many people. Queensland is also mopping up and tracing the contacts of one Northern Beaches woman who spent time in both Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast this week and later proved to be positive for the virus. Now, at this stage, the Chief Health Officer in Queensland says she's not overly concerned that the woman passed the virus on to any Queenslander, which is good news. West Australia has overreacted as usual, and it doesn't matter where in New South Wales you come from. If you arrive in WA any time from December 11, it's automatic self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Why a rule like that should apply to someone, say, 1,500 kilometres away in rural New South Wales just defies logic. But that's Mark McGowan for you, who's also issued this warning to his own people.
So can I ask all Western Australians to avoid travelling to New South Wales? If you can avoid your travel to New South Wales, please do. The situation is extremely fluid right now as we monitor and see what happens in the next 24 to 48 hours.
And Victoria too, it's warned its residents not to travel to any part of Sydney. Anyone from the Northern Beaches will not be permitted to arrive in the state, and others will require a border permit.
We are very strongly advising all Victorians not to travel to Sydney, as conditions are expected to deteriorate and you may not be able to re-enter Victoria without undertaking quarantining for 14 days. Don't come from Sydney if you are planning to come to Melbourne. Don't go to Sydney if you are planning to go to Sydney. It won't be a holiday, it won't be a Christmas, and it won't be the Christmas or the holiday you are planning.
Now, the virus from Avalon is an American strain of COVID-19, which matches one found in someone now held in hotel quarantine. The link between Avalon and the hotel case is suspected, we're told today, to be a member of an airline crew, although that is yet to be determined. But as a result, Sydney is now moving to a new protocol for airline crews who up until now had been staying at any one of 26 hotels.
So from Tuesday, they'll all be designated in 2 police hotel quarantines as opposed to 25 or 26, which will mean that there will be better compliance. So can I also stress the issue isn't the guidelines we have in place. It's unfortunately a few occasions when people breach the guidelines or actually chose not to self-isolate when they should have. I want to make that very clear. The systems themselves haven't been the challenge, but it's been people disobeying what's in place. From Tuesday, there'll be no chance of disobedience given the police and health will be ensuring that they are located at 2 places close to the airport as opposed to a wide range.
And we also learnt from the Premier today that the self-isolation arrangements for airline crews have led to breaches of restrictions.
I can confirm without outing the particular airline, there was one airline crew a few weekends ago that actually breached their isolation and went out to venues.
And sure enough, this afternoon, confirmation that that same group of 13 airline staff who flew in from South America on December 5 were issued with $1,000 fines. They left their hotel accommodation and attended venues in Mascot near the airport. While making changes to those arrangements seems obvious, including using police to ensure they remain in their hotels, the question was raised today why airline crews had been given so much leeway for so long.
I understand that this is a very delicate situation that we need airlines to keep bringing people home, but if there was a breach a few weeks ago, How long ago is a few weeks ago?
Oh, look, it's only...
It's today's Friday, and by Tuesday we'll see those changes. So why weren't they implemented?
New South Wales was always at risk of the virus escaping from hotel quarantine or via the self-quarantine protocol, which has been applying to aircrew, because the state has done most of the heavy lifting, catering for overseas travellers. This has got to change, and change quickly, because nearly half of those taken into hotels in Sydney are residents from other states and territories. But while authorities now wait to see how many more infections are likely to emerge from this latest cluster, and in particular outside of the Northern Beaches, the New South Wales Health Minister made the point today that it's complacency in Sydney that has become the state's undoing.
Well, I think we'd have to say that from being out and about in the last 2 weeks, the complacency is no longer creeping, it's an avalanche. We need to actually have all of the community aware again that we are in the middle of a worldwide COVID pandemic.
He's probably right, but with families all around Sydney, and Australia for that matter, about to be reunited for Christmas celebrations, the warning is unlikely to make much of a difference.